My people, what up, though? We back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bell, the one who single-handedly carries this podcast.
Totally unnecessary. My name is Prentice.
Somebody feeling himself today, y'all. Bellhead, you at it already. We're gonna let you go last since you want to pop on first. B,
Right.
check in. What's good with you, B? How you been? How you feeling? How you living?
Who, me?
Yeah, you, man.
What was that face
You going
about?
last, man?
Oh, my bad.
You look like somebody said, "Say cheese," and he was like,
Yo, this is literally my first break of the day. I've been running since I've been at the house all day, but I cleaned the whole house, man. So, which was definitely needed. With the baby who isn't 100%. The family has been sick for like 2 weeks. I didn't get sick by the grace of God, man. 2 days ago, I won a very big invitational slam called the Ill List in Modesto. So I am the 2022 Ill List Slam champion. I ain't slammed in 10 years, came out of retirement for a day and won that bitch.
Hey,
bro.
Shout out to P. To the
Yeah, man. That was a big deal for me though, because that's like a bucket list on the poetry list. You know, it's like a poetry bucket
"Have
list.
you ever competed in it before?"
11 years ago.
Oh
I
wow,
did.
first
11
time
years
winning
ago.
though.
Yeah, 11 years ago I competed, man, and I don't even remember if I made it to the finals, to tell you the truth. But I can tell I'm at a different space with my art now, the way I'm playing with it, man. You know what I mean? The comfort I have, the security, the confidence. I think it's all starting to show itself. So that made me feel really, really good, and I needed it. The timing with the from the bread to the confidence, just I really needed it. You know what I mean? Like just in a lot of different ways, I needed a kick, a reminder, something to confirm how
Validation.
I'm feeling internally, man. Yeah, so it was good to get that for myself, from myself. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to go to an outside source to receive what I needed, man. And so that made me feel good. Just nose down, trying to figure out the next move on planning this Grammy run, but just trying to figure out the next move, man. Like, it's like you said before we started recording, Bill. It's time to level up, man. So, it really, really, truly is. So, that's where my head's at, man. I'm well, but I'm swarmed with all these different thoughts of like priorities and things that I want to get done to kind of move forward. So I'm trying to compartmentalize shit and not overlook things and not rush, but overall, I'm good, man. The family could be better health wise, but they're healing
It's
up.
that season, though.
Yeah.
It's
But other than that, I'm straight, man. I'm cool.
Before we go to you, Chief, I want to congratulate both you brothers, man. Like what y'all do is special on that poetry stage, man. And I don't know if I tell y'all enough, but what y'all do is special. Like you guys are gifted. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank
I
you,
know
man.
I know you won the slam P, which is some validation, which is dope. But I want to make sure I mentioned it to y'all because I like to think I'm a talented brother, but ain't no way in hell I could do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just write Chief shit and let him perform it because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the best performer. But no, in all seriousness, man, that's just dope, right? Like that shit is real dope. And I'm 100% confident Chief entered you to one still. Thank you.
Well, we had to battle. I was just thinking about that too. Like, I mean, I guess it's only because here, but the last, I don't know, 20 slams that I've been in, I probably won.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Nah,
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nah,
y'all dope, man. Y'all some real dope
you,
artists, man.
sure. So that's a current, like, I don't know, current issue in my world right now. Like I think I'm beating myself up over trying to create this project for this Grammy run and wanting to get it right. And you want to, P, the struggle of like trying to outdo yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you get your own way with that shit though, man.
Yeah, I'm in that phase where like I don't feel like everything is good enough. I'm like, do I use some old shit? Do I put all new stuff? Like I'm in this phase where my creativity is like I'm all around it and not really landing on what I want to say and how I wanted to say, how I wanted to come out. So that's been really irking me because I've been putting a lot of energy into this because I want to start the year off. I want to do a lot of recording over the Christmas break. and then start the year off, dropping little clips and snippets and whatnot, and really starting to promote the brand and blah blah blah, and doing some things. I've been putting together this business, like a more of a professional approach in terms of my gigs and whatnot, being able to revisit some of the old places I've gone and just kind of keep up with them and sending some follow-up notes and yada 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 and all that good stuff. So it's been a lot that I've been trying to like do. And I think, I'm always like in my own world, and I'll do it on my own time and do it by myself. And I think at this point I need to be more, to your point, Bell, you mentioned a while ago about being good by ourselves, but needing other people to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
man.
So I think I'm kind of like in that zone right now, but I don't really trust many people.
That's our problem.
Mm-hmm. And
that's our problem.
A couple of days ago, me and Chief, when he was talking about this, and I was like, yeah, bro, you need to get a team, man.
Manager or something.
Yeah, it's just, you can do it on your own, but why if you don't have to? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why you can't alleviate some of the stressors that were placed on you last time you did that play versus the next time. And I'll shut up, but Jasmine Mans gave me a great piece of advice. One time I was so frustrated, I just randomly hit her. I was like, yo, how do you get over like when you feel your creativity is stifled in the moment? Like I was going through a time where I just felt like I couldn't create anything I liked, and it was really bothering me. And she said, like, 4 simple words. She was like, be kind to yourself. She was like, remember in the process to be kind to yourself. And that was so profound to me in that moment, because that was the one thing, like when I sat back and thought about what she said in that statement, that was the one thing I could absolutely identify I was not doing. I was on my own line. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on my own ass, just picking myself apart, like, bruh. And then I had to slow down, blood, and I just had to be nice to myself. Like, all right, P, it's cool. You're going to get it. And then lo and behold, a couple weeks later, man, I wrote some shit that I fucking love. You know what I mean? I was back at it. So be kind to yourself, bro. Like, don't, if it's old and new shit you need to put together and start somewhere, right? Thank God you got old material that you can put into it. Use some of that old material, write some new shit or add some new shit, and just start from there and see where that takes you. But don't beat yourself up so hard that you don't start. You just spend your time being hard on yourself.
You debilitate yourself.
No.
What they call it, paralysis by analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So shout out to Jasmine, man, for the gem. So in hearing you say that, P, it didn't resonate the same with me, but it took us back to a conversation we had a long time ago when I was trying to create and felt like it had to be on the stage. And I don't know if you remember this conversation, but you told me ago, and you was like, yo, everything ain't for the stage. And that shit was so profound to me. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I need to get some shit off my chest and just journal it. And I think that'll clear up some space for me.
Yeah, that I know for a fact that's probably the most profound thing I've ever said to you, because you always say that shit, bud. You always bring up, and this is random, but you always bring that, and that should be every time make it feel like, yeah, P. Yeah,
but I haven't done that in a while, which is weird, because I think the last time you mentioned it, I did it, and it was really like cathartic for me. Like it opened up some space for me and let me do my thing. So I think, I think now that's what it is. I need to get some shit off my chest that that's not for the stage or whatever, and just be able to clear up that space and not allow me to create, because I got some brilliant ideas and they haven't been able to attack them because kind of like in my own way, if you will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, try. It may be a new recipe right now that you need to just start or even continue. You know what I mean? So try something new. See where it takes you. Yeah. But don't sit there and keep doing whatever the fuck you've been doing since you've been feeling this way. Like, just do something different in the art. You know what I mean? Like, just take a different method real quick and see where it takes you.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. And then I got some side shit to where it's a couple people I think I need to tell about themselves. But in the same token, I'm like, is it really worth the energy?
Oh, but we should make a whole episode about that, because I had to do that shit recently.
That's one of my struggles right now, because I got some shit I need to air out, but is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because of who they are, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really know where I sit at in that lane. You know what I'm saying? And to the topic we're going to move on to, Bell, like, handled and disrespected when I can't say it's disrespect. It's disrespect. And so my thing is like I've checked it, but I didn't get a chance to address it. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm in that lane right now where I don't know whether or not it's worth it. Like, do I just, because I feel like at the end it's going to create more problems. That's not what I want. I'm trying to shy away from that shit. But outside of that, man, everything, kids are happy and healthy. And I'm just, like, my agenda is really trying to get this poetry project off the ground and like P, chase this Grammy 2024.
Hell yeah, man. We going to do it too.
Get me a badass tux and see you on the red carpet, cuz.
Hey, and that's what's going to be so fucking hard about it, because that shit is really going to happen.
That
shit is dope. Let me know if y'all how many tickets y'all get. I'm pulling up. Where are the Grammys this year?
Come on,
LA?
bro. You gotta come, bro. We doing it.
Yeah, typically in LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. No, you gotta, bro. And then we just gonna do some renegade style ass live podcast at the motherfucking Grammys until they take our phones or something.
Right. No, we ain't got no permits. We out here.
Right. None of that.
Where did old girl go for the live joint we had there when she went to the trial? We tell old girl to pull up on the scene, you know what I'm saying, through the live joint like we did before.
Oh yeah, Shorty live in New Britain too.
Yeah, but she went to, where was she at with the trial, the Derek Chauvin trial? Where she was at, right?
Derek Chauvin in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, so.
But my check-in, man, it's a lot, bro. So for the listeners, we haven't recorded in probably like 3 weeks, but you guys are gonna see some episodes come out, or by the time you hear this, they would have already come out. We had recorded those probably a month ago or so. The team was just with the holidays and everything like that, people taking some necessary time off with the family and stuff. We just been behind. But to address my comment on the intro, Chief was shitting on my ideas initially for topics for us to talk about. And then he ended up picking my idea to talk about. So anyway, but as far as my check-in, man, it's a lot, bro. Like, it's a lot going on with me mentally.
Open up, man. Somebody can connect. Wait, before you even begin, we was doing some talking before as we're planning the topic. Shout out to Jarrell from Philly. Hey, Jarrell, let us know if we talked about your topic on the show, because we keep thinking we did, but I don't think we did. So let us know if we did, and we'll definitely double back on it. But Jarrell sent us an email about some things he had going on. But one thing he said, and it stood out to us, which was kind of dope. He said, I just came across you guys' podcast and in 2 days watched every episode.
It's wild.
Yeah, it was like, yo, that's wild, but it's also super dope that we were able to impact the brother like that, and he dug into it and, you know, binged the joint, which is kind of cool. So shout out to you, Jarrell. But be sure to hit us up. Let us know if we talked about your joint on the podcast. Bellhead, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So I got put on Instagram, and then I got my surgery, and I may or may not have been under the influence of narcotics. But I said a couple things, man. I said I'm gonna grow my hair out. So I see my beard popping. I actually had to cut it because I had my holiday party. My hair long. And I said I'm gonna do some reflecting. So I put a little snippet on the stories about a month ago, man, probably like 2-3 weeks ago. And a lot been going on with me, man. I've been really doing some introspective work, and started meditating, which this isn't my first attempt at it, but it's the first time it's actually worked.
Side note, I'm definitely gonna look into them videos. I promise you, I am. I got them all still saved.
All good.
I normally delete my text, but he's been sending me these little gems in the morning, these little meditation videos and whatnot, and I haven't jumped on it yet, but I'm going to. I promise you. So keep.
Yeah, man. They've been helping me. Because I'm in a weird spot. Like, I'm in a weird place in my life right now. I'm in a place, where I'm kind of looking at the second half of my life at this point, right? And I'm just trying to. Because and all of this happened, I know, because of my surgery. I haven't been as mobile. I haven't been able to move around as much as I would normally move around, and it just caused me to just sit with myself, literally and figuratively. And I don't know. I just been thinking about the second half of my life, and I think about my current life, and I think about how, like, literally, I'm living the life I planned out when I was like 24 or 25, right? So I wrote all these goals down, and I achieved them. And I think my issue is, when I was 24 or 25, I don't know that I believed I would achieve them all. And now here we are. So now it's like, all right, so we just gonna chill, right? Now, not that, you know, life isn't perfect, but life is good, right? I'm not complaining. We all have our challenges, but so I think about, okay, well, I'm smarter now than I was then. I have more life experience than I did then. I'm um gained more talent since then. So my goals now should actually be even more audacious, and I should also expect to hit them, right? So then I get to thinking about like how I'm viewed, right? Like by my peers, and how I'm viewed by like how I view myself, right? And what I feel like I'm worthy of and worth. And I know there's more. So that's kind of been where I've been. I'm like, man, I know there's more out there for me. I don't know exactly how that's all going to shake out yet, but I know it starts with me digging deep. You know what I'm saying? And some of this meditation, man, I was against it, and then it just clicked for me. I think maybe because I was doing 10-minute meditations initially, and that's not enough time for me to get my brain to stop racing.
Mhm.
So I switched to 20 minutes, and then I realized that, and it was by accident. I just happened to click on a 20-minute one, and I realized that really helped me, and like to the point, because Chief had asked me, he's like, "Well, what does it do? Like, what can I expect to get from it?" And I gave him some stuff, and this is maybe like 4 or 5 days into it for me, but like some of the things that it's causing me to do is obviously slow down, but also is giving me clarity on things that I've processed for a long time, but not necessarily got to the bottom of it. Like thoughts that have just been in my mind, like, why do I do this shit? You know what I'm saying? And why am I seeking this person's approval? Or why is that act that in the grand scheme of things so insignificant, so significant to me? So it's caused me to do a lot of that stuff. And like I'm doing shit like I'm finally getting a financial advisor, right? Like I've sat down with people. I got accounts and they kind of being handled by a bunch of different people, but I'm like, no, I need a money manager. So I sat down with Jeff Kennerly. Shout out Jeff Kennerly, Morgan Stanley. Um, so I have to fill out everything and sit down with him again. But stuff like that. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. And then I'm in a transition with work, like my job will be changing next year. Shit, in a few weeks it'll be changing. And just trying to deal with that and dealing with that ambiguity, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot that's unknown, but it's like, okay, what is this? Like, what's the bigger purpose, right? Is this getting me closer to my purpose? And the answer is yes. But then it's like still battling through those emotions and whatnot. But but that's kind of what's been going on with me. I've identified a project my daughter and I can do. I'm excited about that. Um, some individual things that I think that's gonna bring some more clarity to me. I'm gonna do. So it's a lot of introspective work, man, and just trying to figure out what's next. Like I know I got to work backwards. Like I know where I want to be, and now I'm working backwards. Oh, in addition, me and the Yukon, my Yukon teammates, we started a real estate investment company, which is dope. We just became official today, actually,
Oh man.
which is real dope. And it's strength in numbers, man, because there's shit that the reason why I never started my own company, because it's just the administrative shit I just don't want to be a part of. And my man, shout out to Finch, that's his strong suit, right? So he's getting all the administrative stuff taken care of, and it allows me to just do the business development, right? Find the deals, and bring the best deals to the table, because that's my strengths. So we got that popping, and just a lot, man. It's a lot going on in my world. Still nursing this Achilles surgery, but I'm learning a lot about myself. In short, I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm looking forward to putting it into practice, and seeing what the second half of my life brings. But it won't be haphazard. I'm gonna be taking some time off and strategically doing my best to plan what that will look like for me. So
That was dope. Yo, so one thing I saw something the other day, I read it actually, and it was like the average person is the average life is 72 years long. And
For
people,
black men or men in
just
general?
in general. And it was like people don't even realize that like mid-30s is technically like midlife crisis time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And like people don't even realize that because people typically when they address midlife crisis, what late 50s,
50s.
50, 50,
Yeah, 50.
50, like the midlife crisis. But most people ain't living till 100 years old.
Nah.
You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? So they were talking about that. But so I think is, when you reference the second half of my life a couple times, I think that's pretty dope that you realize that you're in that phase right now.
Hell yeah.
It's just kind of dope.
Yeah.
Have you, I wanted to ask P before he, but I want to see if P, have you ever tried meditation?
About a year and a half. I was on it for about. I probably got about like 10 to 12 days into it, man. I had dug out the little closet we had in the old spot, and it was a big closet, and we never had anything in it. And one day I just decided to look up meditation for black men. And I
Maybe I'll
found
take
this
a look at
one
that.
voice. I ended up writing her. I forget who she was. I'm gonna look it up and then let y'all know in case any of y'all listen are into it. Um, she was just giving positive affirmations to black men, and it was from a black woman, and that was like that shit has always been something soothing to me. You know what I mean? Like I love following women and listening to women who are talking and speaking on behalf of themselves or for black men. Like there's something comforting about that. So yeah, I did it for about 10 to 12 days. I don't know what happened, man. I think life, but it definitely had an effect. And I remember Tahir even started doing it, which I thought was dope.
Real dope.
But yeah, I did it for like 10 to 12 days, man. Something I should explore again.
So
I'm gonna look into that, bro.
Yeah, just
Meditation for
YouTube
black
it.
men, right? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
definitely think that all should probably get into it. But I asked because when Bell started doing it, I was like, yo, so I gave him a couple of days, like, so what has it done for you? And not that I'm oblivious to what, I hear meditation does for you, but I want to talk to my homie and be like, yo, what is it doing for you specifically? How has it benefited your life? You know what I'm saying? Because ideally when people think of meditation, they see the little Buddhist dude sitting there, you know what I'm saying, with his legs, arms crossed or whatever, you know what I mean, just chilling. And that's what pops up in my head, but I don't know what the benefits of it. So I was kind of letting Bell go through his journey and gonna piggyback off of what he's experienced. And then I know it's different for everybody, but just to, to see what it really is. Cause I don't know. I'm not opposed to it at all, but it was just something, it never something that came into my world. No one in my world was doing meditation. So to have one of my best friends doing this, like, okay, well, let me see what kind of impact it has on them. And I'm willing to try anything to help me become a better man. You know what I'm saying? So I asked both of you, and if you can tap into this, I don't know, P, you said it was a while ago, but like, what was your biggest revelation via your meditation journey? Like, can you pinpoint something? Like I was sitting there and this happened. So Bell, you gave some good introspection in regards to how it's made you process and different things you were thinking about. But if you could can you identify just one big thing, like, wow, I'm very thankful for meditating because this has now been brought to fruition.
Mm-hmm. Me or P?
You.
Mine is shorter.
Yours is what?
I'm sure mine is way shorter than
Go ahead,
Bill.
you go, Prentice.
For me, something I do to this day, what meditation did, I did it in the morning, and I would have to do it before. I would have to do it before the kids got up. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Like once I'm up and I get the kids up, it's over for the day. So because I did it in the morning, it established my mood for the day. So I'm listening to calm and soothing things, and so that kind of gave me a baseline to my day. And so now what I notice I do is a trip. I haven't realized it since until you asked this question is in the morning, I make an attempt to see my day through. You know what I mean? Like to establish how my day is going to be, what it's going to feel like. And meditation had gave me that kind of calm foundation for each day. So to this day, I still kind of do that. You know what I mean? I don't meditate, but I do mentally set my day to try to, put out as much positive energy as possible.
Yeah, man. I do mine like before I get out of bed. So it's the first thing I do. And you guys may be victim of this too.
This is like put your headphones in and get busy.
Put my headphones in, lay down. I close my eyes.
Oh, really? Before you get out the bed?
Before I get out the bed. Like I might go pee and then I'll get back in the bed and I'll meditate. What I found was
you ain't falling back asleep, nigga. Not black ass be doing.
No, I mean, sometimes I may fall asleep, but if I do, I don't fall asleep for like more than like 10 minutes or something like that. But and every time I've done it, it's just been I do it and be relaxed and I'll get on my day. But I do it first thing in the morning. Because what I was gonna say is some of you may be victim to this. We get on our phones anyway, like when
Mm.
we in the bed, you know what I'm saying, and start scrolling. So I just get on my phone, go to YouTube, put in a 20-minute meditation and whatever. It's typically the ones I've been picking just keep coming up, which I'm fine with. And I just put them on and do it. But anyway, to answer your question, man, um, bro, it's caused me to slow down, man. Like it's caused me to slow down and really plot and think about life as opposed to just going. And it's also caused me to slow down and think about what decisions I've been making and how they can impact my life. And if not made, how they will impact my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the type of shit I've been on. And I was going to share this with you guys. Our girl, Dr. Mary, sent me this thing. It says long-term meditators have brains that on average look 7.5 years younger than non-meditators. So there's a health component as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm about to meditate for the rest of my life. But what I am telling you is in the 21, 22 days, however long it's been that I've been doing it, I've seen some healthy results. Right now, the thing that scares me, if I'm being 100% vulnerable and honest, the thing that scares me is what if by doing this, this puts me on a whole different path that I wasn't even thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I already got my life planned out. I'm thinking as going this direction. And then me with all this time with myself, now I'm like, you know what? Corporate ain't for me no more. You know what I'm saying? I need to go do something in another avenue. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's not where I'm at, but that is in the back of my mind. Like,
That fear of
what if,
yours?
yeah, like what if this, and not a fear, maybe not a fear, but change. Nobody likes change. I shouldn't say nobody likes change, but change can breed anxiety, right? So I'm like, because you think you're going down the right path, right? So it's like J. Cole said, the good news is you came a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going down this path where I think I'm supposed to be headed, and then through this work, I'm like, nah, man, like you're not. That's not really your purpose. That's not gonna help you fulfill your purpose. Like this is the route you need to go. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Like in the back of my mind, I'm like, when my boss is encouraging me to do this, I said, but I may fuck around and do the level of work necessary for me and find a different path. Like I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just that's in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's in the back of my mind. Like, Chief, if you did it, the equivalent would be you going down your administrative path and then being like, you know what? Why am I doing this? I need to be a full-time poet, right? It's going to help me fulfill my purpose and I can make this type of money, so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm at, man. And again, I am not I'm a novice meditator. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you what's been working for me so far. And I also got a lot of shit going on in my life. So
Anybody
there's a lot of
heavy,
stuff going on.
anybody heavy in the meditation world, hit us up. Let us know your experiences or how it works for you, or just share some gems on meditation with us. I'm curious to know
Yeah,
what
I've heard everything.
that's know and do, and you know what I'm saying about it.
Yeah, I've heard everything. Um,
That's hella interesting to me.
what?
It's hella interesting to me, Bill. That that's in the back of your mind. Because like on the outside looking in, you saying that you in the beginning, like your second half of life, and feeling like you've accomplished all the things that you wrote down, I think I would assume that you would appear to be more open to the idea of wherever it takes you, wherever this next chapter takes you, over how like the fact that that's
I
in
know
the
where you're
back of
going.
your mind, but isn't being perceived as necessarily um positive or a good thing. I'm not saying you're saying it's bad, but it's something that seems to
No,
concern you somewhat.
this is good. This is good. It's like
You get
this. No, I'm about. I think I'm about to. explain how I hear it. You tell me if this is accurate, but this is how I feel. This is good though. It's like what I know to be my path is known. You know what I'm saying? It's known. Like you do this, you'll get this. You do this for this many years, you'll get this, right? You do this. You have all these things. So it's easy to plan that way. Whereas if something comes and it's like, that's not your calling. You know what I'm saying? That's not your calling. So now it's uncharted territory.
And it's less control.
Way less control. And I know for a fact if it gets to that point, it's going to be something that's I'm the sole proprietor, right? Like it's not like, no, you need to leave the staffing world and go into this level in corporate finance. Like it's not that. It's going to be me using my name, image, and likeness to fulfill my purpose and take care of my family, right? It's not going to be, me behind the desk or me working for somebody. It's going to be me believing in myself and what I offer that can help fulfill my purpose. That's my fear, because that's unknown. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my fear. But when you do this type of work, you start questioning shit. You start really like thinking about stuff, and not that I mean, my career is on pace, right, to do what I need to do. So that's not in question. It's just maybe another way to say it is maybe my purpose is in question a little bit. Maybe.
Or just be open to the idea that your career may not be your actual purpose. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Just in thought.
No, that's fair. And it's never been my purpose, but it's been a way for me to fuel my purpose. Right? Like it's been an avenue that I can use to fuel my purpose, and everybody wins. But yeah, man, again, like even these conversations we're having right now are all around my meditation. All right. So if I wasn't meditating, we wouldn't be having these introspective conversations right now. You see what I'm saying? So it's even if that's the only thing you get, Chief, right? It's to start questioning things you're thinking about. Now you're bringing them to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel like we hella underestimate the power of having an open perception to reality. I feel like that's such an underlooked quality to have, to be receptive to the idea that you can look at the world differently and there is a different perspective other than yours. You know what I'm saying? Like you can program
and both are right.
Right.
You said what?
And both are right.
Yeah. And both are not only right, but they're okay.
Yeah.
And that totally changes how you interact and even fucking speak to people, because it's not, like you take Instagram, for example. I think the most amazing thing now is ever since I got that fucking blue check, people purposefully antagonize me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clear that it has nothing to do with anything on my page. I'm sure they probably don't even know who the fuck I am, but they saw this blue dot and now they just have this energy. You know what I'm saying? When you live life understanding that everybody's energy isn't yours, all that shit, you don't have to receive, you can handle and start talking to people differently without receiving all that shit. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably something I got out of meditation. Like it was really peaceful because it set the foundation for my day. I was looking at shit from a more relaxed, peaceful space because that's what I was trying to get. So I was, in a way, I think I was seeing shit differently.
And not for nothing, man. The world gonna beat your ass. Yeah. Every day it's gonna be something. You ain't
gotta look for that shit, man. It's gonna be right in front of your face.
And that's on some regular shit. But you got these internet trolls who are literally these people. It's so crazy. And I was not to completely change the subject, but like when you mentioned that, people just purposely and intentfully just try to antagonize you, and it's like, yo, why are you saying the things you're saying? Like it's done nothing. This has nothing to do with nothing. But people on the internet are bugged out, and I couldn't help but comment today because I was but I'm a huge Niner fan, right? So the Niners been kicking ass or whatever.
They scraped Tampa Bay.
So they beat them yesterday, and somebody posted. I just pulled it up. It says if Kyle is smart, he'll step down as head coach and remain offensive coordinator and let DeMeco Ryans get that position. We can't afford to lose him. DeMeco's the defensive coordinator. But I'm just like, what sense does that make? Like people are like they want the head coach to step down, so defensive coordinator gets to the job because he don't want him to lose. So you let this man step down from a job he worked his ass off to get and is succeeding at to give it
And
so we don't lose him. Like
not for nothing, stifle that man's career.
And-
Like,
and-
what if he's meant to be a head coach somewhere else?
that's,
Like,
but I'm just like, but so to Prentice's point, like people on the internet are just bugged out. Like I've actually taken a big gem from us, like just in the beginning when people would comment on the podcast and be like, yo, like, and I would be getting upset, and I was like, so when I get my blue check, like I know to just refrain from like, don't even engage with them cats because it's gonna be insane. Like people are just haters.
way more of them than you, bro.
Word, it is bugged out. Like people are really, really, really bugged out. Nevertheless, do we want to transition into what the topic was for today? Give it a minute. Jump
No,
back.
I like it. I got some things to say about it. I can kick it off if you want.
Go ahead.
So the topic is why are black men triggered so much by disrespect?
I feel like we might be pushing an hour right now, fellas, and I don't want to jump into it and then that this is going to be an hour and 45-minute segment. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what time we started. But I remember, Doug, do you remember what time you jumped on?
I mean, I got on at we ain't start recording to no earlier than 10.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
10
started around 7.
It's 10:44 right now. So go ahead. Let's just introduce it. We can carry this into the next one, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So why are black men triggered so much by disrespect? So I don't know what came first, my meditation or this realization, but during Halloween, I was at a friend's house, and it's a white dude, real good friend of we grew up together. He doesn't live far from here, and he has some friends over, and older white dude said we were having a conversation. He's in sales, I'm in sales, so we were just talking, and he's from Quincy, which is right outside of Boston, or basically they border each other, and we were just talking about old Boston. I'm like stories I heard and stuff like that. We was talking about the parking in the wintertime. And then he was saying something, and he was like, "Yeah, I hear where you guys are from." He's like, "You and Corey, where you guys are from is pretty rough." And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, sounds like you guys don't tolerate disrespect." And when he said that, it triggered me. It triggered me, and I don't know if because it was like pride for my city where I'm from, or if it was a white man saying it to me. I'm not sure what it was, and I didn't respond, but it triggered me, and it really like sat with me. And again, not like mad, but it just sat with me. Like, yo, why would he say that? And I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, tolerate. I was like, how many people do tolerate disrespect? Like I just kept playing this scenario in my mind, and then then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, fuck, he's right. And though I'm not like actively fighting in the street no more, nothing like that, what I realize is how that shows up at work for me. What I realized, and I've told all my salespeople this, but what I realized is when they don't do something I'm asking them to do, like I get activated. And I realize it's because I feel disrespected. Because like, yo, I told you to do this, you didn't do this. Now I'm turned up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the same scenario. It's not like I'm in the street, but it's like I'm turned up, and it's like, and they always like, yo, Bell's hard. Like he's tough. He's this, he's that. But I realized that it's because I feel disrespected, and now I got to respond. You know what I'm saying? And my boss used to always tell me, and I had this whole revelation. He like, Bell, stop fighting. Stop fighting. I'm like, yo, I'm not fighting, because he would say this based on we do a weekly report. He would read it, and he would say this based on my responses. I'm like, no, man, that's not how it reads. I'm just paraphrasing, and that's why it sounds so bad. But then I realized like the reality is it was a blind spot for me. I was fighting, you know what I'm saying, because I felt disrespected. So as a result, they would feel my wrath.
Like you almost got it too. I'm not fighting, but I'll slap shit out of you. Keep playing with me.
Yeah, man. It's like, yeah, right. It's like, And then I feel disrespected when I tell you I'm not fighting and you tell me I am fighting. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you you're relaxed. Fuck, I am relaxed. Cool out.
Yeah. So that's where I was like, I want to talk about this because I know I'm not the only one. Like I know I'm not the only one. And though I'm more mild mannered now than I was in my 20s, but it still shows up. The only difference is, for better or worse, I don't have a release like I once did. You know what I'm saying? And not that the release then was the right thing to do, but at least there was a release. So that's why I want to bring up the topic is why do we
The release ain't knocking niggas out under car hoods no more.
a long time ago. Long time.
That's funny as hell. But not so I got a recent experience with disrespect, and I felt and this with an older woman, and I really that's one of my struggles right now because I'm debating on whether or not I want to cuss her ass out. And it's a colleague of mine, and I just went upstairs and kind of like I guess I asked her for a favor, but it's like part of her job. And she snapped at your boy, and I'm just like, yo, we've never had this type of interaction before. I'm just asking, basic preliminary. I didn't even ask you to do anything. I'm just asking questions, and it was kind of like if I give you the situation, I don't want to vilify this lady, but let's just, it's to the point where now I'm like, yo, I'm just never gonna speak to her again. I'm gonna let her ass know I ain't like the way she spoke to me that day. I just kind of walked away like, listen, maybe it's me. I checked myself. Maybe it's me. Maybe my tones. I wanted to assess my situation before I went at her, but like I'm debating on like really letting her have it. Like, yo, don't I ain't like the way you spoke to me. So either we just don't have to talk again, or you gonna apologize for how you spoke to me. That type of shit. Like,
or ask her why she felt comfortable speaking to you like that.
But so in conversation with other colleagues, this is just who she is. It's
that's who. But see, I don't subscribe to that theory, right? Here's how I feel about that, Chief. It's like it's like you being in the club and you about to go talk to a girl and the dude stop like, nah, bro, she ain't gonna talk to you. She ain't even talk to me. Like we ain't the same person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we are not the same person.
I hear you, but again, most of the people I've spoken to have been like, this is just who she. I'm talking about. She got like complaints downtown.
Bro, I got another story that just happened to that I could combat this with, but keep going.
So I'm saying she's got letters written about her, like, yo, this lady is rude as hell, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I've never seen that side.
Right. And maybe you that side isn't warranted for you. But sometimes I do believe it warrants a conversation. How you approach it, you know what I'm saying, is up to you. But
why
she need to get it back though? The way she gave it to me, she need to get it back. That's what I feel like. I probably should have did it in the moment, but I'm like, this ain't the place for me.
You playing off her energy, you do that though. And my thing is like, why should you have to go to work and be uncomfortable?
I barely speak to the chick. You know what I'm saying? But it is particular.
Right, but now every time you see her, you're gonna think about the disrespect you just got and how you're not like, why live with that? If you don't have to. Like, it's about your comfort and your peace. So if it's gonna make you feel better at the end of the day, I think you should. Especially if you gotta see somebody again.
So my thing is, I don't think I want to have a conversation with her. I think I want to check her because I don't think anyone else has.
Hey, have at it, but do it how you want to do that.
That's my thing. I don't want to be like, can we talk about how you spoke about it? But nah, I didn't fucking like the way you talked about the day.
That's it.
You real big,
but you know what I'm saying? Like,
you real big on getting your licks back.
Always.
I didn't.
I'm just telling you, but that's I understand that, but you real big on it. Like you real big on it, like almost detrimentally big on it.
Which is why I'm putting.
Do you think this is detrimental?
I personally don't think he can go wrong whichever way he chooses to do it because it will be addressed. My guess, and I don't know, but my guess is people probably don't call her on her bullshit that much. That's my guess. So no matter how you approach it, I think it will have the result you want. So if it makes you feel better to come at her, I don't know. I mean, it's a higher likelihood that you guys will. It's less likely for you guys to have an amicable relationship thereafter. But I feel like if you check her in a professional way, the whole Michelle Obama, they go low, you go high.
Nah, fuck that. I've already ruled that.
That's your choice, right? And I think either way, it will be an eye opener for her because she may not get it, and then maybe that you checking her to the same tone she checked you.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Discourage her from ever doing that again.
Well, at least with me.
Is
With
she an
you,
old
with
white
you, yeah,
lady?
with only with you.
She an old white lady?
Yes.
Oh hell no! Nah. You better say something. Nah, but yeah, say something, nigga.
Yeah, I feel like something has to be said. What you decide to say is up to you. But that's the thing, right? That's the case in point, right? If in the event nobody else has checked her, that goes to my original statement. Why are black men so triggered by disrespect?
Mm.
And I don't
You,
have an answer. It's just a question. And I
you
know it's
know what?
pride, right? I know it has a lot to do with that, but
Maybe part of the reason is because like we're so triggered by disrespect because we have to tolerate so much of it.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like
Yeah.
we have to live in disrespect literally. Like
And that's the
we
thing,
do.
though. We don't.
Yes, we do. What?
Nah,
We
think
don't,
about it,
bro.
man.
We
Nah,
do
but
because we trying to avoid getting arrested and doing dumb shit, but we don't.
yeah, but
I
think
start
about it.
checking these motherfuckers.
Nah,
Man,
but
but just
we have
pause.
to we live in disrespect. We do.
We live. Listen, the short answer is yes, Prentice. You're 1,000,000% right. Right. We look at the systems that are designed. The
Yeah.
systems that are designed aren't for us. That's disrespectful in and of itself, right? But like that aside, I think I just thought about this. Because of what you said, Prentice, like living in disrespect, dealing with disrespect, and think about how we carry that.
Yeah.
Like you in the work, your situation, Chief. You in the work field, right? That shit happens. Imagine, just imagine, right? Immediately following that conversation, you walk to the corner store, and somebody, a black dude, right, bumps into you, does something stupid. You just stifled your response to this white woman. But
Mm-hmm.
why do we feel so comfortable lashing out on ourselves when it
For
comes
that
to disrespect?
in reason, but it's such a double-edged sword. It's
You know
for
what I'm
that
saying?
reason, man. Because you can't do it in certain spaces.
And we feel comfortable doing it to one another. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
that's a cold ass game.
All right. Because I would argue, Chief, I would argue if that was a black man, you wouldn't have moved from that place where you were standing without letting him have it immediately following.
For real. That's so real.
And that's unfortunate. And that's all of us. That's not a Chief situation.
Yeah,
That's me, that's Prentice, at least the three of us, right? Like,
so real.
and that could be one of the answers to the questions why we are so triggered by disrespect, right? We endure it for so long, and then the one outlet, and then the one time where it's being given to us, disrespect is being given to us, and we have an opportunity to address it. It's typically with our own, right, and comfortable environments. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like anything else, right? It's like even in the street, like the dudes will do something to their. Listen, I got cousins that have shot their brothers, literally, and never shot nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always the people that are closest to you that get the most hurt, right? Like you'll go at it, and not saying everybody, but somebody is more inclined to do something to somebody that's close to them than the op right down the block because they don't know what to expect from him, but they know what to expect from you. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's a never ending conversation, in my opinion, because until systemic racism is addressed, there's always going to be a level of disrespect for black men, black women too. Black women is worse than us, man.
Yeah.
Their
That's
plight
real.
their
That shit
plight is much more challenging than ours, in my opinion. They are statistically the most educated women in the world, or in the country at least, right?
Mhm.
And the
Shout out to black women.
yeah,
Shout out.
Trevor Noah had
Saw that. That shit was
you
cold.
saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot how
Yeah.
it didn't start how it finished. I don't remember how he started it, but basically he went on just to thank black women. Um, that shit was dope. And he's like a national treasure too, by the way.
He
Trevor
is.
Noah.
Ain't he from Canada or some shit? Oh, that's the South Africa.
South Africa. Yep. Yep. Um, yeah. So I mean, if you want, Chief, we can park it right here.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear from. Maybe we put that on Instagram. Why are we so triggered by disrespect or something to that effect? Y'all go with words. Y'all figure it out.
Yeah. And let's pick back up on you next time.
Yes, I'm gonna put this clip right here. Black men, black men, black men. We have a question for you. Why are we so triggered by disrespect? We want to know the answer.
Oh, that's the question now. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Chief, before I forget, man, you was talking about monetizing or putting some of your stuff together. I keep forgetting to text you this. Yo, you gotta put that last part of your show on a YouTube clip, like a motivational clip. That has to go up online.
My dude is editing it now, so I'm gonna have some clips for it. It's gonna be dope. I just don't know if I want to use that. I'm waiting until he edits it so I can look at it. And I don't know if I want to use that version because the whole lighting situation, blah blah blah. So if not, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is getting another smaller theater and doing it one more time to get some good quality film.
Yeah.
That's the answer right there, bro. Just run it back.
Yeah.
With support. Day one. With the right support and the right people. Boom. I'll come out there for that shit.
Do it one more time. Get it going. But yeah, man. I love talking to y'all dudes, man. It's always insightful. It's good to get a release. Let's double back on this tomorrow and get another episode up. Final thoughts, P. Give us something, man.
Take your time this week. Whenever you hear this, take your time for the next 7 days. Just take your time, slow down, try meditation if you haven't. If you have, try it again.
Go ahead.
That's it.
There's a song, "Take Your Time, Young Man," or some shit like that.
Take your time, young man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Hey, don't you rush to get old.
That's it.
Mama used to say.
That's it. I'm gonna listen to that when we finish. Sam Hunt, I believe. But anyway, my final thought is during this this holiday season, I mean, typically, people get some vacation time they're able to take, even if it's 1 or 2 days, they usually take it. Take some time to slow down, and like I said, this injury grounded me, and I don't know that I would have been grounded otherwise. And it's been detrimental. I'm starting to believe it was divine intervention because my cousin used to say in a different context, the context was sit down before they sit you down, and but it holds true here, and that's what it was for me. It's like, take the time, get your health right, like get your health right, get your mind right, your mind, body, and soul, and be prepared for the next chapter, whatever that next chapter is, right? That next chapter could be the next work week. That next chapter could be the next stage of your life. Next chapter could be a relationship, right? But get yourself right. I feel it's a lot of us that are masking and not addressing trauma that we're not recognizing as trauma. Again, I'm 40 years old and I just have revelations, from shit that was instilled in me unknowingly when I was 11 and 12, and why I do some of the shit I do. So just slow down, right? Sit down, think about the next chapter. That's my final thought.
I think I'm gonna go with let's be more compassionate towards one another.
Like that.
Yeah, I think we need to give black men to black men. I think we need to give ourselves a little more grace towards one another, let alone individually and to ourselves. But you made a good point, Bell. I think we do tend to, get that approach towards our own people and give others the grace of taking the time to process. We don't give ourselves time to process with our own people. So I think we should definitely show more compassion to your fellow brother. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about the whole, what was the movie was, you look good, but not you looking good today. Nah, brother, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's how far you want to take it, then so be it. But
yeah, but even little shit like that, like I mentioned on the podcast before, I've never been complimented more as a black man by other black men than my time in Boston. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because the areas I'm in or what, but anytime I'm dressed for work, you know what I'm saying? Shirt, slacks, blazer, whatever, they always compliment me. I mean, they go out their way to compliment me. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's dope.
genuine. Yeah. Like genuine. So
What's up? That's
even
dope.
shit like that. You know what I mean?
So another thing, final thought. Give somebody a compliment tomorrow. Give a black man a compliment tomorrow.
I
Hell
like
yeah.
that. That's something simple. We can all do that.
Give a black man a compliment tomorrow. I'm gonna do that too. Per usual, y'all. We on all social media outlets at All Black Men Need Therapy. Email us at allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com. What they say? Like, subscribe, and follow. I don't even know where you can do that, but do that to our YouTube page and all of our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and follow, and support us in the ways you best know fit. Per usual, hug a black man today.
DOIT spells do it.
And tomorrow.
So DOIT, do it.
We out, y'all.
Peace.